Tyler, take us into Major League Baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. We are rounding out the show here. And, Sean Jones, I know you're a huge Dodgers fan. If you're still tuned in, we will be talking about the NL West here in a little bit, which includes the Dodgers, Giants, Padres, Diamondbacks, and the Rockies. We will be talking that soon. Real quick, we're going to fly through our headlines. World Baseball Classic update. We are entering the last 2 days here of World Baseball Classic games. So we are down to the final 4 teams. The finals start tonight. You'll have a matchup between USA and Japan tonight, I believe, at 9 p.m.
That's right.
And then tomorrow is Puerto Rico against the Netherlands. That is going to be at 9 p.m. tomorrow night. And then Wednesday night will be the final game between the 2 winners of these next 2 games. So definitely tune into that. Those games will all be on MLB Network. MLB Network is a lot like NBA TV, where we had, we used to talk about NBA TV a lot a few years ago.
No one has it, or no one knows what channel is on.
Yeah, it's very rare to come across it, especially on a basic cable package. But if you do get the shot, tune into it, because a lot of big names. And this year has been so competitive and so fun to watch. So I am very excited to check into those games tonight as soon as we get out of here. It's actually 9 minutes till the game starts, so that's starting up soon.
Starting for USA, do you know who the starting pitcher is?
Tonight, I do not. Let me hop on the World
For
Baseball
the final
Classic.
round, a quick update on USA. Chris Archer has been relieved of his duties from the USA roster. He's the starting pitcher. He was the ace of the club. He was the number 1 starter. He's also the starting pitcher and ace for the Tampa Bay Rays. Because there's only 2 more rounds and he is a starting pitcher, he's out of rotation. He will not be used anymore. He won't even be used in relief or setup. And so he was sent home. They told him not to take the flight to Los Angeles unless he wanted to be with the team. But Chris Archer is not going to be pitched over these next 2 games.
I know
the top 3 starters, they haven't gone out of this rotation. It's
Stroman, Archer, Danny Duffy, and Drew Smiley.
Danny Duffy starts tonight.
Danny Duffy
is our starter tonight. Yes, I read that.
Make sure on that for sure.
I did read it.
Okay.
I did see Duffy was going to be the starter.
Okay.
And Chris Archer just would have been on too short rest to have played this game. Because the WBC's a lot of baseball games in not that long of time. Mm-hmm. So I can imagine. And these finals in 3 days, I mean, that Tuesday night team doesn't get a rest for more than a night?
Yeah, Tuesday night would not. They'd have a 24-hour rest. So,
interesting.
Tune in tonight. It's definitely going to be fun. I love watching those games.
Oh, it's awesome.
This
is what the Olympics wants to be.
Yeah.
And according to Adrian Gonzalez, he said it's not. This is the voice of a sore loser.
Yeah.
He said that the World Baseball Classic was run worse than the Little League Baseball World Classic, and so the Little League Classic, and so or Little League World Champion. What is it called? Little League World Series.
Yeah, Little League World Series.
Whew,
yeah.
That took a lot out of me, huh?
So the next and last headline that we have here before some injuries, Tim Tebow has officially received his roster spot.
Yeah!
With the Mets. He will be in Single A Columbia with the Fireflies. So they start their season April 6th, I believe. You should be seeing him starting, I believe, in left field. So Tim Tebow, if Single A, typically if you're in Single A, it takes about 2 to 3 years to get up to the majors. Now, obviously, body-wise, he has developed fully. A lot of
He's a hunk.
A lot of the Single A players are 19, 20 years old, maybe 21. So he is far older than the rest of these guys. So if he can turn the stats in, you could see him move up quickly. I still don't ever think he'll ever cut a spot with the Mets. I think highest he ever goes is Double A, if he does.
I would like to see how intuitive he is with athletics. Mm-hmm. What's his IQ?
He's played somewhat well as far as, small sample size in Major League spring training games. I think 4 games now.
Yeah.
3 hits, I believe, and a couple real nice plays in the outfield. But yeah, so they decided they're going to keep him. They're not cutting him from the roster at all. and put him in single A with Columbia Fireflies.
I'm just glad he's not getting. Now I get it. Baseball's a lot farther along, but I hope he doesn't get the Michael Jordan treatment.
Right.
Because Michael Jordan probably did not belong on the Chicago White Sox. I know he did go up through the Scorpions, which was their farm team at the time, and so he did end up going to the White Sox. But because he was Michael Jordan at the height of his career, I like that the Mets are making him earn it.
Yeah.
And Tim Tebow's one of those hard work, blue collar guys that won't take anything that's not earned.
Yeah.
So
they're not letting him talk too much to the media either, which was, obviously when you sign Tim Tebow, you're thinking he's going to be, the media
spotlight.
baby, of course.
Yeah.
But thankfully, it hasn't taken away from the team too much. We will hop into some injuries quickly before we hop into our NL West story. The Cleveland Indians are going to be starting the season without second baseman Jason Kipnis. He's expected to sit out for another 4 to 6 weeks with shoulder inflammation. Very unfortunate. He's one of their top players for a great team. So that
good
could
guy
hurt.
too. Good guy.
Oh yeah, that could hurt them. At least their first month of ball could definitely be a big injury.
And I don't know of any. I don't know of any prospects at second base for them. Right.
I would have to hop on the roster and see.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of it. But I mean, obviously, Jason Kipnis is one big all-star on that team outside of, now you have Encarnacion and Andrew Miller, and a few nice pitchers there too. But Kipnis is the guy, and he's been there for a long time, loved by all the fans. So
yeah, that's true.
Unfortunate to see him go down. Red starting pitcher Bronson Arroyo. This dude is ageless. I feel like. Been around for so long.
40 years old.
He left a spring training game the other day after being hit in the face by a ball. But it didn't actually come from a batter. Catcher Devin Mesorasko, who's also been with the Reds for a very long time, was attempting to throw out a base runner stealing second, and his throw was stopped short by Arroyo's face. So he will be missing a little bit of time.
And he's a tall dude, too. So I can imagine if he don't crouch, he's...
Yeah, well, you got to get down when that ball's coming back, and sometimes the reaction just isn't there. Especially in spring training. So.
They took him to he was standing the entire time. He didn't go to the ground or become unconscious. They took him to the complex a mile away from the stadium, and I guess he's good.
Yeah, and then the last injury before we stop into our story, Yankees shortstop Didi Gregorius has left the WBC Netherlands team with a shoulder injury and will return to the Yankees spring training facilities. Gregorius' return for opening day is in question. The Yankees have yet to announce who will take his place at shortstop, but they have said that it will not be shortstop top prospect Gleyber Torres, who is the Yankees' top prospect.
Number one in the system?
Yeah, I believe he is their number one. So right now they said he is not ready. Obviously, fans, especially with that young core that they have coming up, they definitely want to see Torres come in, but they said he's not ready. I know they have former Met Ruben Tejada on the roster right now. Mm-hmm. They also have Starlin Castro, who's been playing third base for the team. He could slide over.
He was a former shortstop, so they could.
They're pretty deep as far as shortstop goes. So
that's
why
they're
in panic mode. I don't think they're ready to bring up more young talent yet.
Especially if they don't have to pay for it.